Hello, today I'm going to be playing Pikmin 2 Randomizer, well, at least an early test version of it, and we'll be seeing how it goes as we go along. Well, I didn't make a script for this, so expect some clunky audio. Yeah, exactly, I mean expect some clunky, human speech as we go along with this. And anyways, as you see, I've spawned in a random area, and I've spawned with a random type of Pikmin. These are the yellow Pikmin. They're big-eared, which is their superpower. And as you can see, hey look, it's some random enemies. I'm just gonna kill them because, you know, free food. But it's a free enemy, free random enemy. Oh, this is also a free random enemy. It's just not a good one because it is very annoying. But that's the point of an annoying enemy. It's not like he'd be a bad annoying enemy if he was friendly and good. Just kill this guy. He's free food too. But yeah, you go straight into the action in this. We're on day 1, and we're already killing enemies and stuff. There's basically 0 cutscenes. Well, no. I mean, there's basically 0 tutorial cutscenes. I've removed Pikmin cutscenes, and a lot of cutscenes that are related to tutorials are gone. Now that I think about it, I've left the Explorer Kit's intros in, but I could remove those at any time if I want to. So yeah, here we're just gonna start farming Pikmin, because they're all random corpses, and you know, corpses are food, as I've explained, and the food makes the Pikmin belly get big, and then the more babies pop out, you know? The onion is the mother of the Pikmin, basically, so it is very useful. Ooh, this is a watery blowhog. He is a type 2 techie, or a moderate techie, so easy enemies will spawn in easy gen positions. As you could see, all those small Bulborbs were easy gen, as there's a lot of small Bulborbs, and those are the easy things in this game. And a watery blowhog is one of the things that's moderately easy to beat, but still a little hard, because, as you could see, that took a while to beat, but I wasn't really in any danger. And that's why he's a type 2 techie, because he's not gonna kill me very good, is he? But yeah, starting with yellow Pikmin is definitely very different from vanilla, especially in Perplexing Pool, as this is something I don't think anyone is used to unless, you've somehow modded the game to do this, and you just enjoy starting the exact same game in Perplexing Pool, but that's besides the point. I've edited the gen a lot because I know a randomizer could just randomize all the enemies in a regular gen file, but I just didn't feel that the regular gen file really had enough enemies to warrant a randomizer, or even, you know, support a day 1 randomizer in a random area. I mean, it wouldn't work well, and so that's why I made custom gen files for only day 1 and day 2 so far in each area, because I didn't want to bother making more gen areas right now, as I'm only going to be playing till day 2, and I'm going to be playing this first cave, as I've only worked on random generation for the first cave. But that's not to say that the random generation for the other caves will be hard to make. I've already worked on the very hard part of random cave generation, and finishing random cave generation for all the caves will be easy enough. I'll talk more about random cave generation when we get into a cave, but right now we're just going to try and farm as much Pikmin as possible, as day 1 is meant to be the farming day, where it is best suited to get lots of Pikmin. Ooh, that's good. And let's go. Ooh, did you see that particle effect? That was kind of trippy, wasn't it? Man, I guess there's not a lot to say. Oh wait, yeah there is, because look at how many Pikmin we're getting, and it's only day 1. As you can see, there's a Dweevil there, so the enemies are harder off the bat. However, I wanted the difficulty to be like that of Vanilla, but Vanilla Pro, so imagine you start in the late game and it gets to Kaizo over time. So I wanted it to be easy enough if you understand the game and if you want to have fun in the game, but I also want it to be hard enough that people who are experienced can play the game without much pressure, but not have it be so easy that it's not fun for everyone. So I really want to go for a balance of late game vanilla and not really Kaizo. Like, maybe get to Kaizo if you're still here on day 30, but I don't want there to be that much pressure, even though it's a randomizer. And I guess saying that the caves can be really where the Kaizo part comes in, because, you know, caves do get hard in vanilla, and, you know, overworlds can be where more fun it is, and the more fun is in the more farming Pikmin, and, you know, just having fun. Oh god, I got a squeaky voice, don't I? It's probably annoying. Or maybe it isn't. I don't know. I ain't the expert on squeaky voices. I think I spent my entire childhood in the research center of squeaky voices. Because I did not. What's the goal? Oh, the goal is probably going to be to get a treasure. But I just want to farm these Pikmin and clear out the area, as clearing out the area is always a good idea in any Pikmin game. Except for Hey Pikmin, because, you know, there is no skill there. Wow, that was smart. Let's just get Olimar here. And you know what? You know what? I'll just leave Olimar down here. It's not worth it anyways. Eh, never mind. I changed my mind. You know. Oh wow. We got Water Dweevil and Poison Dweevil over there. I swear, more enemies than Dweevils do spawn. These just happen to be type 2 gen. This... Oh, I forget what his name is actually. He's a Spectralid, right? No, Jellyfloat. These Jellyfloats are a Gen 2 spawn, so that's why he's here. It's also good to see enemies that we don't usually see more often. I was thinking about whether to add pellets to them, because if you're on an overworld and you beat, there's no really a motive to beat an enemy if it doesn't give any pellets. But you know, maybe that's the fun of the randomizer. Enemies give you pellets or they don't. It's not like we have to code everything to have an enemy, do we? Or to have a pellet, do we? So as you can see, a lot of these easy enemies, they don't kill you very good. And the Skittleaf, he can't kill Pikmin at all. But he's also not that useful because, you know, he only gives one Pikmin, so the enemies actually being harder, if they're easy, can be beneficial just for the Pikmin count, which is ironic. As you can see, this Goumping Grike is very hard because he's guarding a very important choke point. Oh god, it's a massacre. But he is guarding in a very important point because this is where the bridge is, and the bridge acts as a shortcut to this area. And so enemies in the generation are sorted, or are arranged by their importance. So it's not just random. Oh, he's a type 4 spawn, I should specify. Type 4 spawns are pretty hard. They're basically hard enemies, and you know, Pikmin 2 has some hard enemies, like I mean, even some of the bosses I put in the Type 4 gen, because some of the easiest bosses are like hard enemies. But even then, they're not too hard. We're gonna go to the first cave after we get a bunch of Pikmin here. We're also gonna carry this Gatling Grike back, and this treasure maybe? Sure. I was also thinking about adding a treasure in here, because as you can see, there's not really an incentive to break down this gate just for a couple of pellet posies. So I could add an 8th treasure to this area, but it feels a little unnecessary. Like, I know it's a randomizer and we're changing a lot, and I'm changing a lot of techie. That's Japanese for enemy, or whatever the heck. It's Pikmin 2 for enemy. And I feel like it makes sense to change the gen files for different enemy placements that work in a randomizer, but I don't see the point of adding an 8th treasure just to make things like that. But I also want to. I think I've communicated what I mean. And if I haven't, well, then I'm a terrible person and I should go to 4chan, where I belong. Okay, that guy's gonna respawn. Oh yeah, I was also thinking about making it so the egg enemies are like Kinder Surprise egg enemies. Or not the eggs, but you know the eggs that drop nectar? I wanted to make them like Kinder Surprise eggs, so that you break them and random things come out. However, I'm worried about RAM limitations because I wanted the Kinder Surprise eggs to drop every type of enemy, but I don't think that's possible with how much RAM this game has. And right now, we're on normal RAM, so I think it would be a waste to just throw out console compatibility out the window just for a single future. And if I wanted a Kinder Surprise egg, I could just make it so that the egg drops only a few types of enemies, like, oh, you got a bad roll, here, get a few of these little crappy dwarf bulborbs, or, oh my god, you did terrible, here, let's spawn a man at legs, or only very specific enemies, so that the egg gives bad things, or good things, but the bad things are limited. And instead of a man at legs, best choice would probably be a Bulbair, now that I think about it. As you can see, the text says Emergence Cave. That's just a test name. You'll also notice that the only element in here is electricity. That is not a test name. The first cave will only ever have the element of the starting Pikmin. And I have no idea what this cave was going to look like beforehand, because everything about caves are random in this. I think these are type 1 enemies that are easy enough. I'm not so sure. I know this is a type 2 enemy because these enemies are moderate enough, and they are electricity hazard, and that can kill Pikmin. Doesn't matter though, because we're yellows. Only electrical hazards respawn in this cave. But this is a easy cave because it's a first cave, and it's just kind of to show off random on this first floor. It's an easy first floor, and the entire cave is only 3 floors long. Oops, it says none right now. I'm going to change that later so that it displays the actual name of a techie. I mean enemy. But I've already explained that techie means enemy in Pikmin 2. Hey, we got one of the treasures. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it so that, well, I've already made it, but for the other caves besides the first cave is, by default, each floor is going to have 1 treasure and an enemy, and 1 treasure just lying on the floor. So yeah, this cave is a bit big, but you know, I'm fine with a bit of bigger caves. And see, I've removed the cutscene there so that we only get a notification that we've collected the Fawn Gyro Block, and it actually tells us that we've collected the Fawn Gyro Block, and that's what that text that said none there earlier was for. But yes, we have collected the Fawn Gyro Block, and as I was saying, the caves are bigger, but I think that's acceptable because that just leaves more room for random enemies. Guess I don't have a lot to talk about now, do I? Because we're just waiting for this treasure. And that brings me to one of the qualms I have with Pikmin 2 now that I've been working on this randomizer. You know, I think it takes too long to lift these treasures underground, so maybe I'll make it so that so I can have larger caves, I'll make it so that underground treasures will move twice as fast, so that, you know, the game can support these larger caves. Otherwise, look at, I'm just spending most of this time waiting. It doesn't make sense for me not to have this game bigger. And I know I said it's a qualm with Pikmin 2, but really I'm wrong. It's my fault for making this in the first place. It's really my cave generation that's forcing the game to take so long here. Or these Pikmin to carry so long. Move faster, move faster. But yeah, that's really it. I never make it so that in the overworld Pikmin move twice as fast, because I haven't changed much about overworld, and so it wouldn't make sense to make them move faster there. But I will make them move twice as fast in caves if people think that sounds like a good idea. I can prove afterwards that this cave is completely randomly generated as we go in for a second time. Let's just see if that treasure gets there. There we go. Ooh, a little bit of that text went off screen, but I think that's okay. We'll fix that later in post. As in, post this video, not actually edit it out as. See, look, another large cave. This cave is, this second floor is actually a bit different from the other random gens, as it will always give you 2 white flower candy bot puds, as there's gonna be a lot of buried treasures in this that aren't normally where they're supposed to be, as all treasures are put in random caves and random spots. So it's important that we get white Pikmin right away, and it also doesn't make sense not to get white Pikmin right away. They're more important than purple Pikmin. Don't worry, purple Pikmin still spawn in this. Like I said, I want to make this like late game vanilla difficulty, not Kaizo expert hard, because you know. It's a randomizer, not Kaizo randomizer. Then again, we could always program it to be that way. There is 2 treasures on this floor, however, they're not in enemies. This floor only has some plebeians lurking around, just as a, you know, bit of a hazard. Even though we're on a basically rest floor, I just wanted to add a little hazard, but as you can see, it was a bad idea to, you know, cave this big. Also, why can't I press the plus button to open the map? I hope that's not a glitch. I hope that's a glitch with my controller, not with the game. It doesn't matter. But, there is indeed no treasure on this floor. Well, sorry, I got distracted because my controller is gone, but there are 2 treasures on this floor, but I'm gonna enter this cave again anyways, and so when we re-enter this cave, I'll get these 2 treasures once we get the treasure gauge at the bottom. And oh my god, do not know why I can't open my map, as it must be a controller glitch, but we'll just, you know, look around, because I could just know where the cave was if I had my map working. Hello? There's one of the treasures. There we go. Now it's time for the final floor. Hopefully this works. Well, I know it'll work. I've tested this too many times for it not to work. Ignore these treasures, they were added for test reasons. The only treasure that we actually need on this floor is the one that spawns on the bus. So at the end of each cave there will be a random boss, one of the normal bosses, you know, they could be easiest bosses or they could be the hardest bosses. It's random, and I was thinking, hey, you know, maybe these bosses should be in the correct order of difficulty, and then I remembered, hey wait, this is a randomizer. Oh. But as you can see, it's pretty... The last unit is actually based on which boss you get. Because we get an Emperor Bullblax, we spawn in this room. And I want to use this room for a lot of the bosses that are compatible with this type of room, because I want it to be a surprise what boss it is the very moment until you get to this room, because a lot of the bosses drop from the sky, and so making them all use the same arena adds a bit more surprise. But for things like the man at legs, you know, they need their own custom arena because, oh my god, I suck so much at this guy. How even? How? Oh my god, how? Oh my god, how? How? How did I get so bad at this? Oh my god. You know what? It's because I could always insta-kill him in vanilla. I never actually had to fight him. I'm going to die. Like in real life from this, how bad I'm playing. Get over here. Okay, at least he did that attack that's more annoying than gonna instantly kill him with Pikmin. Oh my god, I am so sick of this guy. You're a horrible person. I'd say I know where you live, but I know where you're gonna die, which is more important. You're gonna die here. Oh, you little piece of... It's a good thing I got so many pickles. Yeah, that guy doesn't finish eating Pikmin. I knew that. That's why I let him do that. God, I was terrible today, wasn't I? See, this is the cutscene I meant. I can remove it anytime. But there we go, we got it. We got the pretty important treasure in this because all caves are random. I'm going to add an option to make it so that it's not always the first treasure, just so that it's more random, but it really makes sense for this to be the first treasure. Like, I don't know how it could be fun to play a randomizer where this isn't the first Explorer's Kit item. But then again, maybe somebody will think that another Explorer Kit item first is so beneficial that this thing is junk to them, but I doubt it. Let's just get this going. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, keep on going, keep on going. Come on, come on, come on. See, there we have prototype detector, and not the prototype detector again. It just says that because, like I said, I haven't fixed the text, and wow, we've lost a lot of pickles, but doesn't matter. We're gonna re-enter this cave and get the treasures we didn't get. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to save with how many pickles we lost. Let's go. Now. Here we go. So this cave is going to be entirely random again now. Nothing is going to be the same, and if it is, then that is a severe coincidence. See, now we have electric dweevils, or anode dweevils if you want to be smart. And we have bulborbs of both kind. Well, we have red and black. And, let's go. Nice shadow. We've already gotten everything on that floor. Oh yeah, I think you guys can tell that there's supposed to be water here, but because this is a blues only, or an electricity only floor, I just coded it so it doesn't spawn. It's really easy to make it so that the water doesn't spawn, believe it or not. All you have to do is check if the cave, get away from me, you little plebs. All you have to do is check if the cave has, does this cave have water box checked off or not? And then, if the cave has water, load the water box. If the cave doesn't have water, then just don't load the water box. Wow, that's lucky. Looks like we have 2 of the knights. Huh. Makes me worried. Almost like, uh-oh. Makes me worried that maybe, the treasures aren't random. And they're actually, just, spawning besides their, the treasures that are beside them in the treasure list. If that's an issue, I'll, change it. But that would be, like, the worst issue ever for me to only notice now. Let's just wait. In fact, I can check that now. While we're waiting. It has to be a coincidence, right? Well, the last floor had a red gyrobot and remember to buddy beside each other. Oh yeah, you know what? I think I know what happened. Looks like we're gonna have to do an entire overhaul of this randomized system. Here's what I think happened. It does get a random treasure, however, it gets a random treasure and the exact same random treasure -1, and that's what error was caused. I should have seen it coming, really. It's my fault. It explains a lot. And you know what? We don't really even need to collect these treasures because it's pointless, but yeah, that's why this is a test video, because who knows what would have happened if I didn't notice that now. Now I have it on video, huh? Also, this cave has full lighting, so you can now notice that the cave has full lighting, and my audio is really low, but each floor actually has a random song. You know what? Because none of this matters, let's just tab. Hello? Hello? Come on. Looks like the treasure gauge is a little glitched. If we do this, though. Yeah, I think that just happens because, of how this is coded. I could fix that. Doesn't matter much to me, though. The boss is going to be sane because the bosses are sorted. There's no way I'm getting that. And there's no way I'm trying to fight him again, though. That guy was mean. Also, if you notice, the white candy buds didn't spawn last floor because, they're coded not to spawn if you get 10 or more white Pikmin. And that's just to make sure you don't farm whites at this one cave. Because white Pikmin do spawn in other caves. I know that's programmed so far. We didn't get a treasure from the overworld, but the cutscenes don't happen in the overworld either. I ain't turning up. In fact, I'm going to sleep right now, or whatever you call it. Now. So there's still a fair bit of work to go, as you can tell. But I also wanted to make it so you had more freedom at the start of the game. So let's see. Now you get to go to any area you want. Of course, you start in an area and you have to deal with that area, but after that you can decide what area you want to go to next. So there's 2 other onions we haven't collected, and they spawn in one of these areas. I could go to Valley of Repose, Awakening Wood, or Wistful Wild, and I all made world generations for them, so it seems like a shame to not visit all of them. But I think I'll visit Wistful Wild first, because it has an onion placement there, and I guess I could ask you guys whether or not you like where I put it. Here we go. Let's get our whites. The best color, even besides Pikmin. Let's get some yellows. They have the non-funny number. It's not funny, get over it. Ooh, Toady Bloister. Or Toady Bloister, I butchered that name. It's not like it cares that I butchered its name though, because, you know, it's a crazy looking animal. Let's put, you on there, my bud. These are all type 1 enemies. The easy guys. Don't know why I gave you 3. This is also a type 2 enemy, but it's still programmed to spawn black guys because, wow. That's rare. We got 2 black guys in type 2. Huh, there we have the blue onion. That's nice. This bridge does need blue Pikmin to build it. We'll get those guys later. I guess it's more important that we get the blue pickles, right? We're gonna kill you. I think this guy, yeah, this guy's a type 3 gen. Also, this means that we actually get more than one Toady Bloister in the entire game now. Which is, it's weird that they only used it once, because, like, this enemy works literally anywhere, so why'd they only want to use it once? Okay, we'll leave that there for the blue Pikmin. Oh, look at you. Ooh, this guy's a big one. Leroy Jenkins. This should be fine, right? Okay, I was right. Let's put some yellows away, because, man, we got a lot of yellows, more than I was expecting. From, yeah, just from collecting those few corpses. Let's carry on. That doesn't look good. We'll ignore him for now. Let's put some yellows on this, though. Are you stupid? And let's pluck them. Pluck, pluck, pluck. In Pikmin 1 Randomizer, you get the Pluckaphone, but I don't think I should give people a Pluckaphone in Pikmin 2, and it's literally an item that you get as a reward. So, you know, just wait until you get the reward Pluckaphone. Okay, let's go. Is this done? Nah, it's not done being built. Guess it's good we're here then. Come on, give it to me. Thank you. Ooh, that text is gone. It's actually just an error with the text, not the, well, it's not, I mean, it's not an error with how the text is displayed. The text itself is literally wrong. If I looked in the file, the text would just say Master 2. So, as you have noticed, there is no water here anymore. That is so that any onion can spawn here, and the water isn't that important anyways. It's also basically impossible to get in here and get these Pikmin unless you start with blue if there was water here, so it just makes sense. The cutscenes for getting Pikmin are disabled as it doesn't work for the yellow Pikmin, and I might as well remove it for all of them, because we already know who the Pikmin are. You get a few pellet posies here just to kickstart, but I didn't put a lot of pellet posies in this area as there's some enemies nearby that I think would make more sense to give to the, that I think would be able to be given to the blues, and because the blue onion is so easy to get to, I wouldn't just want to give you a Pikmin for free, now would I? So you gotta work for it in the Wistful Wild. Maybe I'll be more generous in something like the Awakening Wood, where the onion is so far away. We're doing it, we're doing it, we're doing it now. Look at these guys, they're pretty nice, aren't they? This guy like barely ever kills Pikmin. That's why he's only a type 2. Still can kill Pikmin though, and he's quite the hassle to get down with all his HP. Now these guys are the worst. but you can still swarm them, so they're only type 2. They're like, I still think they're obnoxious though. It's a good thing we start with the yellows, because this gate can go down now. It's surprising how these puzzles still pretty much work out, even if you spawn in a random area. Because, actually I think we should get, it doesn't really matter what we do first and what order. Boom. There's no reason for Walmart to stay here, these guys are fine. Let's just put all the captains on this pluck and work. Wow, these guys obviously aren't used to pathfinding here. You think I'm gonna change that? No way. You think that you are mistaken. Man, we got a lot of blues here. I was right to not give you guys these pellet posies. Or to give you guys so little pellet posies. Obviously the most Pikmin you're gonna get are the first kind on day 1. What enemy is that? Oh, it's probably one of the, it's a type 4, so it's probably just a boss that, we can't see. It's either a Snagret or it's a Snagret. See, these guys are really easy enough that as bosses, they can still be normal enemies, pretty much. Yeah, this guy's gonna... Yeah, he's gonna kill my Pikmin, but I still one-cycled him, so who cares? Let's give him to blues. Okay. You don't want to go down here, because if you go down there, you get to a place that's not very easy to get out of. I didn't really explain that very well, but yeah, it doesn't matter. Nothing matters. You just don't want to go down there before you get red Pikmin. I can show you later once we go to the bridge area. Speaking of red Pikmin, red Pikmin are pretty useless in vanilla already, and they would be so useless in a randomizer that I added a few more fire hazards to overworlds so that getting red Pikmin actually unlocks progression. Hopefully this works. If it doesn't work... Oh, how can it not work? I need to fix the root files because the onion is in such a... The developers never programmed Pikmin to walk over there, so it doesn't work. It's as simple as that. But the root files can be easily enough edited so that they are able to walk over here. I put the onion over here because I like this location in general. But if there's a better location for Wistful Wild, just say so if you think there is. I was worried that we didn't get the compact cookie, but then I would just remember. Oh wait, it'll tell us when we get it. Yeah, let's not bother giving these to yellows. We already have enough pickles in the yellow reserves. So I bet this version of Pikmin 2, the overworlds are going to be done a lot quicker, or they could be done in the same amount of time. The thing is, you don't usually actually get into the gameplay on day 1, or even really on day 3 really. You're pretty limited, but because you actually get the freedom to start gaming in this, there's Nano Duo, you get to start off a lot quicker. So there's some hard enemies over here at the other side of the bridge. Oh no. Well, that's why they're harder. These are the guys that probably will kill your Pikmin, unlike Type 2, which may kill your Pikmin. Why did you turn like that, bro? See, let's just do it again. See, these guys will start standing still because they don't know where to go. There's no point in actually breaking this bridge. It doesn't matter. Oh, here's Mamuda. He's a type 2 enemy because even though he doesn't actually hurt Pikmin, he still hurts captains, and he has quite a bit of HP. Like, see, look, that's exactly why he's type 2. Because he's not just gonna go down like a type 1 stooge. Well, if he was type 1, it would just be annoying in general. Because look at that. There's a fiery Bulblax over there. I was thinking of making that a hard-coded fiery Bulblax, but that would go against randomizer rules. But, you know, we need more fire hazards, bro. See, this fire gate is why Reds is part of making Reds more useful. Look at the fire gate. Look at it. Actually, let's try entering a cave. Even though it's probably it's not gonna work very well, but it's still going to work. As you can see, here's a random cave. It's called Frontier Cavern, but that was just a test of changing names, and as you can see, it needs fire, electricity, and poison, and has 11 treasures. That means it's a moderate cave, because moderate caves will have 3 out of 4 hazards, which I don't know, because you have to really get all Pikmin before you can start going into caves after the first cave, but I think it makes sense from a design point, because you're not going to want to play a lot of caves with only like 2 hazards. 3 out of 4 hazards is sort of the range that makes sense. I brought blues in, even though this place isn't for blues. None of this matters. Let's just try getting to the boss floor, and we can see everything as we go along. It's the Doomsday Apparatus. I plan on changing that to only be able to have 100 Pikmin, so that you can beat the game without purples. For real, without purple Pikmin, you can beat Pikmin 2 Randomizer. And 100 Pikmin is just way more reasonable in general, as the heaviest treasure. It's my bad programming that the treasure spawning in caves needs to be fixed. Uh-oh. The caves do get progressively harder as you go to floor after floor, but I don't think I need to explain that after everything we've seen so far that indicates the caves wouldn't just be a bunch of hoopla. Oh, see, there's one of the white candy pops randomly spawning. They have a chance to spawn in caves, and so do purple flowers if you do not turn on no purples mode. I wonder if we'll find a purple candy pop bed actually. They are supposed to spawn, but only randomly. I'm just not sure if that randomness is good enough, because, you know, if it's... What I mean is, I don't know if the percentage I gave it to spawn actually works out in principle or reality. I just know that it's supposed to work. Here's the boss floor. See, like I said, I wanted to make it so that it's, ooh, there's Louie. I wanted to make it so that you don't really know what boss it is right until you get to it. See, like, I didn't know that was the boss, and I knew exactly what floor this was. This boss is easy enough. Ironically easier than the Emperor Bulblax for once. Well, not ironically, it's just sadly. There we go, that easy. What do we get? Oh, the knapsack. This is usually like a a bad item, but now it's like the best item in the game, because when we get it, we can do all the glitches and tricks and stuff. This would be like the worst item to get in the last cave you play, because you probably already beat all the overworld stuff. But that's part of the randomizer. Louis. Now we can knapsack. Nice. Say goodbye to your clone. Let's go. Yeah, save, why not? Yeah, we got 10% of the debt. This Piclopedia should look pretty weird. Let's see how many enemies we got, because we're just gonna have a ton. Wow! We've already gotten this many enemies. We've already discovered this many, wow. Oh, I guess we didn't discover the, oh, what's it called? Oh my god, how could I not remember? But yeah, look how many enemies we discovered just by playing the randomizer. Let's go to Valley of Repose, even though I didn't actually make it so enemies specifically spawn on day 3, but this is just what it would look like. As you can see, there's no onion there, but there's still motivation to get in there because there's a treasure, and that's sort of what I want in Perplexing Pool, but that would require adding an extra treasure. There's not really a point in showing this area, except for maybe over there. As you can see, now it's an electric gate, and the clog is on this side, and that's so if you start with blue Pikmin or yellow Pikmin, you can't just go to the second area. And that's really what the developers intended, so why not make it like that? Oh, let's not save that day because we didn't do anything. There was no point in exploring out there. It was barely anything. Oh, I guess I could show off that. It saves the randomness. It actually saves what the starting cave is, because we started here, and it remembers that this place only has 5 treasures because everything is random. The game itself is actually randomizing what it should be. So, in fact, you know what? Let's just delete this save file because it doesn't mean anything. Now let's start a new game. Ooh, we're starting Wistful Wild this time. With yellow Pikmin again, wow, wow. I guess there's only so many Pikmin to choose from. As you can see, we're here now. There's the kill switch that I programmed in. See, it's still the Emergence Cave. That's the starting cave. Actually, if we continue, see, look, now that's the first cave. Oops. Actually, no, oh, that worked. See, now we have blue Pikmin. It just started in Wistful Wild. Again. Ooh, I guess I can show off the starting cave is indeed the same. Let's see what's in Type 3. Oh, that makes sense. See? It's the starting Pikmin hazard. Let's see what we get next. Hopefully we get Awakening Wood. I haven't shown that off yet. Wow, red Pikmin? Wow, no red Pikmin starts. I don't know if that's... It's just gotta be random. Like, it's so random that it's almost confusing what's random and what's not, because we just keep getting the same thing row in a row. Oh, here's Awakened Wood. Yes, and red Pikmin, exactly what we wanted. So here's some reds. Pellet posies. Lots of little enemies. Ooh, jack-o'-lantern, that's nice. Boom. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Kill you. I'll kill you. 1, 2, 3. Prepare to die. I think you guys get the idea. I did add a fire hazard in this. Behind these tougher techies under 20 to pellet is some fire geysers. So now, if you started with blue Pikmin and decided to throw them over this bridge, you still couldn't get to this area because, you know, there's fire. Another edit I made is I halved this gate's HP, so if you're starting on day 1, like I actually am, and don't have a lot of Pikmin, it's easier to break it down. And also, on other days, it's now just easier to break, which I think is a perfectly fine decision. No need for a gate to take, like, all day to destroy. Why should I keep playing? I don't know, you guys already get the point. I think it's time to wrap up this video. Caves are very random. Overworlds are pretty random. And, yeah, that's it. Goodbye forever. Oh my god, why do so many of these black guys spawn? You know what? It's probably just a coincidence. Yeah, that's the thing. I can't tell if it's so random that it appears like it's not random, or if it's just being not random. Let's just fade away and zoom out. Actually, I guess we could show off that the onions are random. Oh, we could also show off that... Oh my god. Why does this happen? Let's just show off that the onions will be in random spots now. So if you remember, there's no onion in Valley of Repose. Now there is. Hopefully. What is it? See? Yellow Pikmin now. I added this troll guy because, you know, there's not a lot of enemies that spawn. And why not just add a bit of a troll, huh? Why not? I guess now you can see day 2 of Valley of Repose. It's the White King! Oh, I also removed this bag here because, it's just kind of pointless for day 1 if we don't have a tutorial and everything. I don't know. Let's try and get a spawn in Valley of Repose. Why? Why not? Here we go. Ooh, this is like vanilla now. Except not quite. It's kind of foreboding to see that Gatling Grink over there. Oh yeah, well, Mr. Gatling Grink, take this. Okay, now I'm really gonna end the video. Goodbye.